I recently bought this drill press from Harbor Freight, and it's gotten really annoying having to put it on top of my workbench every time I want to use it. So today, we're going to build a quick and easy drill press stand. To build this, I have a 20-foot section of 1 by 1 by 8-inch angle steel. This cost me roughly $14. Obviously, your mileage may vary. We're using the big boy TIG welder today. Then one other material we'll need is some sort of bolt so we can bolt this thing down to our table. So now I need 4 legs for this thing, so I'm going to cut those out. I'm actually cutting these at 37 inches instead of 36, and you'll see why in a minute. Once those 4 pieces are done, I can make my tabletop. Remember when you're making your tabletop that whatever you want your dimensions to be, you want the outside of your angle to be. And now that I have all the pieces I need, all that's left is to weld them up. I set my TIG welder to 125 amps, made sure that I was on DC, and then we hit it. I'm welding the tabletop first because it's just easier that way. Before we put the legs on, I have this little middle piece. This is what the drill press is actually going to bolt to. Before I put the legs on this thing, I'm going to drill out the 2 holes that I'm going to bolt this down with. I've given it an initial pilot of 1/8 inch, and now we can hit it with a 1/2 inch. I have had to have metal drilled out of my eye before, which was not pleasant, so goggles. I have the legs all cut, but we don't want the legs to go straight up and down because this is a very, very narrow tabletop. It's not very wide, not very long. And I feel like if you bumped it wrong, you'd just tip the whole thing over and your drill press is on the floor. But I have a little solution for that that's very simple and doesn't take much thought at all. I'm just gonna cut each leg almost all the way through, starting at the corner. And once that's done, I'm gonna bend it so that the leg is slightly bent. So now see, we have our leg here, and it's just got this slight little turn to it, this slight little bend. That's gonna allow our stand to be a little bit wider at the base, which will give it some stability. Oh boy, here goes nothing. Well, we got her done. I put it on the floor to weld it because it was a little more stable that way and I could get the legs more even. It's not pretty because if you're welding this on the floor, the legs want to move a lot, so it was dipping my tungsten a lot. So I just got it kind of solid, bent the legs where I wanted them, and then I put it on the tabletop and welded it that way, but I forgot to turn the GoPro on, so oops. The GoPro kind of doesn't make the proportions right, but see, we have roughly 7 3/8 of an inch up top, whereas the bottom is 14 3/4, so roughly double the width. Our top was 10 3/4, and our bottom is roughly 20. So now all that's left to do is, 1, not touch it because it's hot as shit. We need to let it cool down, spray paint it, and then find a home for it, which is honestly going to be right here. I'm going to move all of these bell housings and brake boosters and all that aside, and then we'll have a dedicated home for our drill press right next to where we usually weld. It'll be a perfect flow. But while we're waiting for it to cool down, I mean, it's not going to hurt to set the drill press on top of it and give it a little test fit. Just be careful not to get the power cord melted. So it fits like a dream. We got both our bolts here. Those are going to be easy to deal with. It's pretty solid. It does not want to wobble either way. So yeah, we did good. Round 2. Alright, buddy. It's time to go to your final destination here. Let's see if I made enough room. Oh yeah. The bolts we're going to attach this with are too long. They're about 2.5 inches, but that's all that Lowe's had. It's not going to be an issue, it's just annoying. Put you in your permanent home here. Ah, beautiful. That's okay, we can clean that up in a bit. She has a home. And that's all there is to it. We're done. This really did only cost me the cost of the steel, which was $14. And if you consider the fact that I have a 4-foot section left over, it's even cheaper. Go find yourself a steel supplier company and get your metal there. Don't go to Lowe's or Home Depot. But either way, I hope you had half as much fun watching this as I did building this thing. But anyway, that's all I got for you. So as usual, you be good while I'm gone, and I will see you next time. Have a good week.